What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So, Gininda made it very, very clear that he interviewed everyone inside the Khumalo house but left out Kelly Khumalo. The reason why Gininda left Kelly Khumalo is because Kelly Khumalo's name had appeared in some of the confession statements. So, because of Kelly Khumalo's name appearing out, Gininda saw it fit himself to just leave out Kelly Khumalo.
At any point after having read the statement and formulated your own view, or even before you could have formulated your own view, in other words, after receiving the case docket from the initial investigating team, did you ever go and interview the people who were in the house?
Not all of them, my lord. The people that I interacted with is Mr. Tumelo Madala, Mchogozisi Twala, and Longo Twala, my lord. Then thereafter, another person that we interacted with was Miss Makumalo. In other words, the mother of the Kumalos, the two sisters, my lord. Oh, I forgot, my lord. Also, Miss Zandi Khumalo.
Nayeke uZandi Khumalo.
It is Miss Kelly Khumalo that I did not interact with, my lord.
Now, you said what is the reason why you did not go and interview Miss Kelly Khumalo?
My lord, as I said, I mean, if you look at the confessions, she was cited as a trigger point. And as I said, it was prosecutor-driven. You obtain these things, you share with the NPA, and you get guidance as to who you can approach and who you can talk to, my lord. Hence, my lord, insofar as the approach towards her, the position that I wanted to adopt is through that application, that 8225, when I made an application for the J50. That was my approach towards trying to interact with her, insofar as the evidence and allegation that were contained towards her.
So this is where the problem actually really begins at, in the sense of Meyiwa trial. How can you exclude people whom to interview and whom not to interview? Because surely Kelly Khumalo was inside the house and saw something. You definitely have to go to her and get a statement and actually interview her and hear her side of the story. Because there is no need to keep on going round and round in circles without going to the real source on what exactly is happening. So what Advocate Mnisi did here, he opened like a huge bombshell in the questioning of Gininda to like the shock of Baloyi. He was really shocked with this kind of questioning, because Gininda is saying this is a prosecutor-driven case, and I was just following instructions on who to interview and who not to interview. So this is another problem. Gininda is being told who to interview and who not to interview. This is why Sifiso Meyiwa is coming in and saying there are lots of big people who are involved here and a lot of money and cover-ups. It is because of statements like these. When you say, I was being told to interview this one but told not to interview this one, why are you protecting this one? Because as far as I know and as far as how things should be done in a normal sense, it's the South Africa Police Service that should investigate the case, then present that case to the prosecution, who then prosecute. But in this instance, in this sense of Meyiwa trial, the prosecution, they are doing both the investigation and also the prosecuting. They've turned these things upside down. They've taken over the role of the South Africa Police Service to investigate and get the evidence, then prosecute. That's not how these things should be working, because the prosecutor shouldn't be like restricting Gininda on who to interview and whom not to interview. It's the subs that should be interviewing these guys. But these things have been taken over upside down. And it just does not help with anything but just continue to fueling all of these conspiracy theories. So in as much as Brigadier Gininda attempted to run away from this issue of being told whom to interview and whom not to interview, he just couldn't run away from it. It's as clear as day and night, and even Judge Rata himself, he had absolutely nothing to say about it and I just watched like in amazement over this issue. There was even a point when Advocate Baloyi was trying to make like an objection, and the judge rather just straight away ignored him and was like, "Can we adjourn for 5 minutes?" It just shows you that Advocate Baloyi is trying to stand up unnecessarily and making all of these useless points. So this is what is happening at the trial. The normal procedures of investigations and prosecutions are not being followed. So looking at the bigger picture, the reason why Gininda did not interview Kelly Khumalo, it was a strategy to try and not contaminate the evidence. So they just want to gather the evidence from everyone who is around Kelly Khumalo, then make like a shock arrest that is going to shock the entire country and arrest Kelly Khumalo. That's what they are sort of like trying to plan here. And Kelly Khumalo herself as a suspect, she definitely also has her own rights, and she has a right to remain silent and cannot be forced to answer any questions whatsoever unless if she is arrested and formally charged. Those are the rights of Kelly Khumalo. She can remain silent. So now let's move on to the bigger question. Is the NPA and Brigadier Gininda protecting Kelly Khumalo? Because this is like what, 10 years on and no arrest has been made, and Kelly Khumalo just turned 40 years, and as time goes on and on, imagine arresting her at age 80. It won't make any sense. It won't have any impact whatsoever. So the big question that we have to ask is that, is the NPA and Gininda protecting Kelly Khumalo? It's a tricky question to try and answer, because what is actually needed at this point in time is to actually like call the NPA itself and ask them to explain why Kelly Khumalo isn't being interviewed over what happened inside the house. Not only is she not being interviewed, why is she not being formally charged alongside these 5 other accused? And why are you telling Gininda not to be doing this and that? Those questions should definitely be directed to the NPA. And if we can get those answers from the NPA, then most of these questions will be answered. Because Gininda himself, he has made it very, very clear, and he is hiding behind the NPA. And the NPA itself, no one is poking them to say, why are you doing this? And they definitely have to be questioned and to answer all of these questions. So these are the issues that are happening around the interviewing of Kelly Khumalo. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.